Alright everybody, welcome to Milk and Gaming. Today we're just going to be taking a quick look at how to play Mute effectively in the game Rainbow Six Siege. So as you can see here, we're just going to start by looking at his loadout. I would recommend the submachine gun and attaching a silencer, maybe a laser sight if you're feeling it, but mainly the silencer as we're going to be using Mute today in a roaming style. The same can be said for the pistol, as you can see here. The laser sight is okay, but typically you're not going to be firing from the hip with Mute. He's just simply not. It's easier just to aim down the sights and you're typically not going to be that close to anybody. So here we'll step into some gameplay. So as with most defensive units, the first thing you're going to want to do is deploy any sort of device that you have that aids in your defense. So with Mute, his main thing is that he's able to disable devices such as drones right away. So as Mute, you're going to want to deploy your devices in places where drones are going to be coming in. So here you can see I placed my devices on any of the drone spawns. This one I probably didn't need because I didn't realize that this actually is in the room I just walled off. But the devices also cover a different purpose, which is that they prevent C4 from being detonated where they are. So you can also place these devices along important walls or reinforced walls if you're worried about thermite, and it should slow them down even more and force them to use maybe Thatcher's grenades or any different device disabling things that they may have. So now we've set up all of our things. As Mute, one of the things we want to do is we want to get into a place where we're not next to the objective, more in a place where we can get some flanking fire on our enemies. So we're going to be just downstairs, and we'll accelerate this up because I'm going to be doing a little waiting while I wait for my friends. Now because I'm not really in the line of fire, I'm going to be able to use the cameras more effectively than my comrades because I'm not in danger. So we'll just spend some time on there, looking around, trying to figure out where the bad guys are at. Now I'm on this camera in particular because I heard some people, but now I'm going to check around, and then I do spot Blitz over there in the corner, and I'm just going to mark him, and since they're not very good, they're not going to see my camera right away. But if you are ever marked in a game, make sure that you look for the camera that marked you and take it out, because here I'm just going to repeatedly scan these guys, and my comrade is going to be able to totally peg both of them because of that. So with that assist, I will now return to my normal self, and it is at this point that I do hear somebody walking around outside on the stairwell, which I've been set up to guard this whole time. So I do move up and get the free kill on I think that was Fuse, who wasn't even looking my way, and it gives us the win because I have the diffuser pinned down and I can just cover that the whole time. So now seems like a good time to talk about why I've chosen to play Mute in this way where I'm not so close to the objective most of the time, and that is because Mute functions very well in the role of a roamer. This means that I'm subject to enemy fire more, like in instances like this, but it provides an additional line of fire onto the enemy attackers who are coming in. So having me in this room provides a couple of benefits. For one, I'm close enough to use my Nitro, which is basically a C4 that I can throw at the enemy and use to eliminate high-value targets such as shield carriers like Montague and Blitz. Not many characters will have this opportunity in the close confines of the objective, and so being out here by myself, I'm able to set up traps that can be really deadly to the enemy team. Really, as a roamer, I'm looking to take out these shield members or just go 2 for 1. But sometimes you can get really awesome plays off while you're out there. Now this is not an invitation to do things like this and use your Nitro excessively, like I did, but I was a little nervous, so I freaked out. But because I'm roaming, I'm eventually able to pull back to the objective on the wrong side and get behind this thermite and eventually win the round. This is not an invitation to play the game like COD, as I was saying. It really takes a certain type of player or character to play the roaming style. We'll move to a different piece of footage here where we can show what kind of player really plays the COD style. It really is important to communicate with your team in this game and use your abilities well. And some abilities just are really better off inside the objective area, and others are better away from it. And Mute is just an example of someone who needs to be a little farther away. So you can see me here moving just a little bit outside of the objective, placing my jammers on the windows in order to prevent them from being remotely detonated or have Fuse use his fancy stuff on them and kill a bunch of our guys. So that about sums up what I have to say about how to play Mute. I hope that you learned a lot, and if you can take what I said to heart, maybe you'll have a couple less moments like these where you're trying to play Call of Duty and Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh, look at this dude. This dude peeked through the window.
Thanks for watching.
And just lit up the house.